I remember I used to take like 4 to 5 hours per newspaper and used to make notes out of it, which I never touched in my life. We generally read current affairs as an extended version of the news. We don't dwell deeper into that particular issue, right? We do a very superficial reading. We don't analyze it from all the angles. It has been announced in 2023, G20 summit aims to reduce travel time by 40% and cost by 30%. Do you need a better introduction than this? No, this is the best introduction for IMEC. I think you got what I meant by a holistic coverage. It is actually giving you the PYQs as well, which micro theme is important under this particular issue. What is, an introduction, the body, conclusion as a way forward, and they have also tried to cover multiple dimensions in the body.
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civils Daily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civils Daily platform only.
I reached out to the Civils Daily team.
Civils Daily.
Current affairs में Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. With Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. Civils Daily. To Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
A mentorship program of Civils Daily, and that did help me a lot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sri Lakshmi. I've cleared UPSC Civil Service Examination 2023. In this video, I'll be discussing about the November edition of Burning Issue magazine. Before starting the video, let's discuss few issues we face when it comes to current affairs preparation. To be honest, there is news coming from all over. Like you have newspapers, you have YouTube, you have Telegram, you have coaching notes, multiple places you have current affairs to cover from. And you're totally confused as to how to go about it, where to focus on, and what do I do, right? This is a normal question any aspirant, including me. I had like real issues when it came to current affair preparation in my initial days of UPSC preparation. And I remember I used to take like 4 to 5 hours per newspaper and used to make notes out of it, which I never touched in my life, right? What do we actually, apart from this, there are other issues as well when it comes to current affairs. We generally read current affairs as an extended version of the news. We don't dwell deeper into that particular issue, right? We do a very superficial reading. We don't analyze it from all the angles. Another issue is that we do not map the issue to the UPSC main syllabus. So there are a lot of micro themes, okay, which are important, which are high priority areas where you need to focus on. But if you cannot map the current affair issues to those micro themes, it's going to be a real issue, right? So how does this particular magazine, which is the Burning Issues, help you tackle this issue, right? It helps you map the current affairs with the micro themes, which are high priority areas and which has high potential to come up in your mains examination, right? Second, interrelated usage of the same issue across multiple papers. So we have like 4 GS papers. Whenever we read a news item, we feel that it's a part of a particular GS paper. But UPSC will never differentiate a particular current affair differentiate in the sense that the usage of that particular issue in multiple GS papers. We might feel that this particular issue is from GS3 and it will only come in GS3. You are totally mistaken. It can come in GS1, it can come in GS2, it can come in GS4 as well. But as a beginner, as a very, as an aspirant, I might not actually realize or be able to map those to multiple micro themes across all the GS4 papers. But this particular magazine actually tells you where all it can fit into, right? Next, it will also give you a 360-degree view and a very in-depth analysis of relevant issues, which generally we don't find in the magazines available out there in the market, right? Also, you need to map the static portion behind those current affairs. For example, UPSC might not directly ask you that issue. It might ask you the static content behind that, which we generally read in our standard books, right? Just imagine having the current affair as the static in one place. Your life you don't have to double work as in reading the current affair and then going back to your standard books, just referring to all of them and then finding out what needs to be read. This magazine is actually helping you do those two work in one place, right? Now, let me just take walk you through the magazine of November edition. So this is the index, rising STEM, stagnant rural wages in India, aviation sector in India, India's fight against tuberculosis, Iran's BRICS membership, PM e-drive scheme. So there are multiple topics in November which is covered in this particular magazine. So there is prelims tidbits. There is prelims tidbits which focuses solely on your prelims preparation. So prelims is very factual oriented and mains is a little more analytical in nature. So you need to have those kind of facts which you need to remember for your prelims preparation, right? So that they have covered it separately. All right. So I've already covered the September and the October edition. And people, those who have not watched those video, I'll just tell you the principle behind this particular magazine. Here you can see burning issues connects the monthly news to their broader issue, establish relevance across all the 4 GS papers, which I was talking about. It does not treat a particular issue in silos. It integrates across all the papers, right? And then second, you will also find a mentor note as to why this particular issue is UPSC worthy. You might not know why, if this particular issue you're reading is UPSC worthy or not, right? If it is worthy, why is it worthy? Okay, and what should you highlight and underline for multiple revisions? Okay, literally hand holding, right? On the third, you can see previous year questions that have been asked from mains 2013 to 2024 that has also been given. So you'll get an idea. So everything in one place. That's what I was talking about. You'll hardly find this in any other magazine, right? Then 10 plus years of PYQ analysis gave us UPSC syllabus themes with highest hit ratio in prelims and mains, which is the micro themes which I'm talking about, right? Micro themes and mastering them should be your priority number 1. And fifth is revise the static theory linked with this burning issue. So it covers holistically. It's a comprehensive coverage, right? All right. So this is burning issue number 1, rising STEM. How can India close the gaps in STEM and higher education? You have stagnant rural wages in India. And then you have aviation sector in India, India's fight against TB. Then you have Iran's BRIC membership, which is an IR topic, PM e-drive scheme, Myanmar's civil war, India's fertilizer crisis. It's very engaging as well, right? With a lot of pictures and all. Healthy longevity initiative. Sometimes it gets very boring when you go through your other monthly magazines. It becomes very monotonous, very, it feels that you're literally draining away your energy. But when it is a little more visual in nature, in the sense there's a lot of photographs to refer to, different way of representing the same data, it feels more interesting, right? Then India's Middle East Europe corridor, IMEC. Then net borrowing ceiling. Then you have CBEM. Then you have Supreme Court's Directive on Disability Accessibility. Then you have Supreme Court's ruling on AMU's minority status, private properties, wind energy in India, very important, biodiversity goals of 2030, immunization in India, natural farming in India. And then you have your prelims tidbits of November, right? All right, we'll go through these. Let me just take up 2 major issues and then walk you through that, how to actually utilize the content which has been given here, right? All right, let me just take up okay. The first issue that I'll be taking up is the urban local bodies in India, right? This is the burning issue number 10. Can financial and staffing gaps undermine their functionality? Now, local bodies seems to be a part of GS2, right? Now, there is a note for students. A recent CAG report has highlighted important trends about the funds of urban local bodies. Funding of urban local bodies have appeared directly in 2023. The linkage of funding to functionality was also explored in 2020. To keep your prep in line, we have analyzed the various trends of municipal finances highlighted in the report and its related inferences. So the report has come, that is of CAG. You don't have to go through the reports. Whatever important things have been highlighted in this particular magazine, right? The 2 systemic challenges in the article will help you attempt any specific question. the principle of subsidiarity will give you an extra edge to add value to your answer. That is the value addition, which is very important. On the right hand side, you can see the previous year questions and the micro themes that is relevant to this particular issue. Now, question has come in 2023 in GS2, 2020 in GS2. The micro theme is local self-government of GS2 paper, right? So CAT found that urban local bodies in 18 states serving 241 million people face a 42% gap between income and spending, with just 29% used for development work. So here, the entire issue, the trend, the details, and the inferences have been given in a tabular format. Now, how efficient and easy it is to read this particular table, right? Rather than reading paragraphs and paragraphs and getting bored and missing out on the important points. If you have a table like this, it gets very, very easy when it comes to revision, right? Now, systemic challenges, impact of resource expenditure gap, systemic challenge 2, impact of 37% staff vacancy rate. So if any specific question comes, you can utilize these information, right? Then there is way forward as well. So it's basically given in an answer writing format. What do you do in answer writing? Introduction, body, and conclusion. And conclusion, we generally write way forward, right? Way forward, right? So you have an introduction, which you can, quote the recent context, which is the CAG report. And then in the body, whatever the question has been asked, generally they ask the challenges. So you can write these 2 systemic challenges and a way forward. Then holistically, they have given you 5 points, which is more than enough to write a UPSC answer, right? Then an interesting thing is back to basics. Now, what is the basic or a static content behind all of this? Principle of subsidiarity. Okay. So this has been given, and also a table regarding the component description and performance of ULBs in India. All right. So I think this is it for urban local bodies. Let's take up another important topic as well. All right, let's just take up the IMEC, India, Middle East, Europe corridor. Here, there is a note for students. Big global projects like IMEC are shaking up how countries trade and trade connect. Okay, if you have seen questions on I2U2 or AUKUS in exams, it's clear there's a big focus on India's role in these global teams, right? So this article breaks it down in a simple, real-world way. No fluff, just solid basics that link concepts to what actually happening. We dive deep into IMEC to show the real challenges and opportunities in these mega collaborations. Plus, we highlight how these efforts would revamp regional partnerships. So it's so obvious, right? So I2U2 has been asked already. AUKUS has been asked. So it's very obvious that IMEC will also be asked. There's a very, very high chance, right? Now, on the right-hand side, you can see the PYQs and micro themes. PYQs 2022, I2U2 has been asked. 2021, a newly tri-nation partnership of AUKUS has been asked. 2020, Quad has been asked. So the micro theme is groupings beyond South Asia, groupings involving immediate and extended neighbors. So basically, it comes under the international relations of GS2, right? Clear? This is clear, right? Now, what is it? What is IMEC? It has been announced in 2023. G20 Summit aims to reduce travel time by 40% and cost by 30%. Do you need a better introduction than this? No, this is the best introduction for IMEC, right? It's all ready-made. Now, about IMEC, okay? That has been given, objectives have been given, current challenges that is being faced by IMEC has been given, challenges India faces in multi-country connectivity projects, that has also been given. So generally what UPSC asks is, UPSC is not very much concerned about the issues of that particular organization, but how that particular organization is impacting India negatively and positively. What are the challenges what that India faces? So that generally is what is asked. So here, current challenges that IMEC is facing and current challenges that India is facing because of such connectivity projects. Challenges, the description, and with examples. Now, examples are very important when it comes to value addition, and you're getting ready-made examples here for each and every point. Okay, implications of IMEC on regional cooperation and economic growth. You have 5 of them. And then a way forward, implication of IMEC for global trade dynamics, that has also been given. Okay, then again, back to basics, multi-country connectivity projects of India. Then you have like components like economic integration, strategic counterbalance, sustainable and inclusive development, geopolitical diplomacy, multi-alignment and resilience, the objectives of all of this, and along with the examples, other than IMEC, right? So sometimes UPSC might not ask you directly IMEC, it might ask you a broader question on regional groupings, organizations made by regional groupings or something like that. So you need to have more examples other than IMEC. So that's exactly what is given here, right? Then there is 2 maps also that is given, which is irrelevant. So I think you got what I meant by a holistic coverage. It is actually giving you the PYQs as well, which micro theme is important under this particular issue. What is, an introduction, the body, conclusion as in way forward. And they have also tried to cover multiple dimensions in the bodies, right? Then back to basics, which is the static portion under it. Okay. So I've covered 2 important topics and just walked you through them. Now let's move to the prelims tidbits. All right. So this is for economics. Kalka Shimla Heritage Railway Track. Himachal Chief Minister requested the center to run the Kalka Shimla narrow gauge railway on green hydrogen. So this is important, green hydrogen, to promote clean energy, right? Then there are what is the length of it, what are the features. You can see a lot of facts in it, which are generally asked. UNESCO Heritage, it is designated as, and then few other information regarding Asia Tea Alliance, domestic systemic important banks, again, static content when it comes to economics. Bhunir Portal, Coffee Board of India, important. Why? Because such kind of boards UPSC generally asks. So you need to know the headquarters, where is the main office located, when was it launched, which ministry does it fall under. So such kind of information you require. And also regarding few major coffee varieties as well, like Arabica, Robusta, Liberica, and all of that. Okay, which is a state where the major production happens. All of these, right? Then you have the IPBB, Atmanirbhar Clean Plant Program, India's horticulture sector. Then you have prelims tidbits related to governance. You can see QS Asia University rankings, World Toilet Day, One Nation, One Subscription Schemes, Copyright Act of 1957, Atal Mission of Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation 2.0 scheme. Okay, then you have some few information regarding polity. And then you have the international relations mapping. World mapping is very, very important when it comes to prelims. So you have they have also given you the maps, Horn of Africa. Then you have the International Criminal Court. Then you have some security issues related prelims tidbits, environment and biodiversity. Few important species, rivers, Asian Development Bank, science and technology. Science and technology becomes important. Proba 3 mission, right? Caterpillar fungus. Such kind of facts has been given. Now, that's all, I think. All right. So that was the November edition for Burning Issue magazine. I hope it was useful, and I hope the philosophy behind the magazine has been conveyed properly. I'll be coming up with more such videos. All the best for your preparation.